Alright guys, so today we are reacting to Slender Man concept in Dead by Daylight. The person who uploaded this video will be in the link in the description, and before we get into this, imagine if the Vecna that we had, and it was the true Vecna from Stranger Things, imagine if we had that version and it had this sound, this terror radius, or the power, the sound of his power, right? This goes crazy hard. The other one's an L, I'm sorry. Now that sound alone is just like, come on. Why don't we get this instead of what we have, low-key? Alright, anyway. Let's react to Slender Man, let's get it, bruh. I'm trying to see a movie, Dart.
Welcome to Dead by Daylight. Let me share with you a story like many others have before at this very campfire. Sharing stories of home brings out the belief of urban legends, stories, and the darker secrets of communities. With those myths, something came forth, a shared fear of something awful. Your new map is Oakside Park.
Already the map name has a ring to it. I am not meat riding, Dart. I'm just saying, like, look how clean this looks, bruh.
This park was famous for its connections to disappearances and its haunting atmosphere. Long since abandoned, it's nothing more than a memory of a nightmare shared by countless communities and connected tragedies. The new killer is the Slender Man.
Who else is getting chills right now, bruh?
Brought forth by survivors, their shared tall tales and legends had a connection, one strong enough to manifest itself naturally by growing.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the pages. I don't know why I forgot about it. Like, it's literally what Slender Man is, but the pages could be crazy in DBD. You could proper think of something really fun, you know, a fun concept of his power to do with the pages, and I think it'll be hella dope, Dart. I can't lie, bruh. On my mama's soul, bruh.
In the shadow of the entity, uninvited. They didn't believe it, and thought the story was safe enough to share here, of all places. After all,
This is my new wallpaper, low-key. High-key.
myths aren't real. A figure with arms long and outstretching, with tendrils extending from its back, and a pale face devoid of features had formed in the fog itself.
I would think that his map would have to be quite big, like on par or bigger, maybe on par with the biggest map in the game already. I think it's the unknown map, the cinema. And yeah, I mean, you could even have it bigger than that. Just have it a massive wooden area, a bit like what they would do probably with the witch, if a witch ever came. Hashtag hag. But what I'm saying is, right, even if they made a map that's bigger than any other map, you could be saying, oh, balancing issues. Yeah, but just make the loops really bad. You know what I'm saying? Just make it like a one-off map. I don't know, maybe that's a dumb idea, but it's just an idea, Dart.
An enigma to both survivors and the entity. The Slender Man's power is awful paranoia. A being forged from the collective fears and stories of the past. It preys and warps their perception to uncomfortable degrees, leading familiar comforts, while unaware just how close they were to the figure beyond the tree line. Slender Man distorts the expectation of survival.
Wait, can't he go really big as well? Like, maybe sometimes, maybe a certain form he can take, he goes really big. But like I said, in certain maps, it's just not going to work. That is the problem.
By its very presence, evicting generators from the trial entirely. In their place, supernaturally bound pages will appear in the trial throughout the locale. It is up to the survivors to find and claim these pages before the Slender Man does. For each page claimed by anyone, killer or survivor, he grows in power. The
I'm loving that idea. But I'm just trying to think, like, where does the actual Slenderman story come from? I don't actually know. I know it's to do with the page and stuff. He used to play the mobile games back in 1972, but yeah, I wonder where this actual story comes from because it's not really a movie, is it?
More
And I don't know why it's not.
pages collected, the more survivors are exposed to the truth of what they have brought into this reality. Up to 3 pages
Bruh just got hit with a nine tails.
can appear in the trial at a time, and any time a page is claimed by either the Slender Man or survivors, a new page will appear elsewhere after a short period of time. Pages can be claimed instantly by the Slender Man, but survivors take significantly longer to claim a page, forcing them to be wary as they attempt to take the object before their foe would contest them for it. As the trial goes on, the Slender Man's influence spreads like a sickness. Once 8 pages in total are claimed by survivors, the exit gates become powered. But the Slender Man is at his strongest once 8 pages are collected by himself or by survivors.
Oh, okay. That's crazy. I mean, I feel like one side collecting all pages will be pretty tough. But also, if you think about it, there is 4 survivors and 1 killer, but it obviously is quicker to collect with Slenderman. And yeah, to be honest, this is some groovy shit, bro. I'm liking this.
Pages claimed by the Slender Man do not count towards the survivor's progression, but will still advance his capabilities.
Wait, what was that?
Pages claimed by the Slender Man do not count towards the survivor's progression, but will still advance his capabilities. At 3 pages collected, survivors within a short distance of a page suffer from the unnerved status effect. Unnerved survivors are unable to see beyond a short distance of themselves, their vision shrouded and their own heartbeats pounding in their ears, obscuring the senses while fear settles into their mind.
Well, then it's basically making Dead by Daylight scary again. I mean, they must can't get the license or something because this is perfect. He's literally making DB scary.
At 5 pages, whenever a survivor becomes unnerved, they are highlighted by Killer Instinct for a few seconds, revealing their position and allowing the Slender Man to seek out his victim with ease. Finally, at 8 pages, every survivor becomes unnerved permanently, letting paranoia set in and the feeling of being watched from afar terrifyingly real. This is not the end, however, for unnerved survivors are prey to the manipulation of the Slender Man. By pressing and holding the power button, all unnerved survivors are highlighted with Killer Instinct for several seconds. By looking in the direction of a survivor still revealed this way, the Slender Man can activate Arrival. Activating Arrival causes
Does Slenderman actually... Do we actually ever see Slenderman move like that? Or like even walk in general? Anyway.
Slender Man to teleport to the closest edge of the targeted survivor's unnerved vision, just barely within sight to begin spreading your terror.
Look at this killer-sided map, 0 pallets, bruh.
Successfully teleporting with Arrival will deplete the power gauge completely and has a long period of time before it is usable again. The Slender Man comes with 3 new perks.
So does he look like that if like no pages are collected? I mean, I wouldn't mind it because that is the original. And he looks scary as shit.
Diversify your selection of prey with Lasting Impression. After hitting 4 unique survivors with a basic attack, this perk reveals the auras of all survivors in the trial for a short time. After the auras are revealed, this perk resets, allowing additional uses to spread fear through one or many trialers with a basic attack. After hitting 4 unique survivors with a basic attack, this perk reveals the auras of all survivors in the trial for a short time. After the auras are revealed, this perk resets, allowing additional uses to spread fear through one or many communities.
I like that. It's not too strong and you have to work for it. Not bad.
tarnish their sense of security and safety with invasive silence.
And it like kind of means that you shouldn't really tunnel, you know what I'm saying? So it's like anti-tunnel, work for it, it's not too broken. Yeah, I like it, I like it.
Whenever a totem is cleansed or blessed by a survivor, that survivor suffers from the deafened status effect for a period of time, inviting in darker forces to pursue them. If that totem was a hex, the survivor becomes the obsession and shares the same burden of silence with all other survivors, pulling everyone into a state of anxiety. Your legend will spread like a great fire and fester.
I'm not gonna lie, I was zoning out. I need to go back.
Was a hex, that survivor suffers from the deafened status of tarnish their sense of security and safety with invasive silence. Whenever a totem is cleansed or blessed by a survivor, that survivor suffers from the deafened status effect for a period of time, inviting in darker forces to pursue them. If that totem was a hex, the survivor becomes the obsession and shares the same burden of silence with all other survivors, pulling everyone into a state of anxiety. Your legend will spread like a great fire and fester within every word spoken by your victims through deafened status effect for a period of time, inviting in darker forces to pursue them, and fester within every word spoken by your victims through hex, word of mouth. By spilling the blood of a survivor, it inhabits the nearest dull totem with a hex. While this hex stands, any survivor that attempts to interact with it will be cursed by it for a period of time, suffering a penalty to repair, healing, and cleansing speeds. During this time, the totem is blocked by the entity, and when the duration ends, the totem is unblocked, returning to its dull state.
I like it, I like it. I don't love the fact that he's got 2 totem perks. The first one was very good. The other 2, I mean the second one was good as well. I actually like that one. The third one didn't have to be its totem perk in my opinion, but I digress.
Every myth has some truth to it, no matter how quiet of a whisper it starts as. Be careful what stories you tell, or it may return to you in a terrifying form. Avert your eyes, or succumb to terror with the Slender chapter concept for Dead by Daylight.
Oh yeah, I just realized the thing that's happening on screen right now, that has to happen in game, right? I know when you're near a page or something, something like this happens, but they gotta actually make this happen. Like actually, like not just like a little bit. Like this is like Slenderman's thing. But anyway.